Hello. My name is Jasmine Shell. I'm currently a student at Virginia State University. I'm an interdisciplinary studies major with a minor in community-based education. I'm also a senior, and so I had to do a project for my family consumer science class. And for my project, I decided to do teacher professionalism with a little hint in teacher development. So let's get started. Within my presentation, you will get a better understanding of teacher professionalism. You will get a better understanding of what it means to be professional. You will get to learn about the qualities of a professional teacher, motivational ways to stay professional, and a professional model. And I also found some really good stats of a non-professional teacher, and I want to just kind of talk about that a little bit. So first, teacher professionalism is defined as knowledge, skills, and practices that teachers must have in order to be effective educators. The top 5 qualities of a great teacher, according to students, are the ability to develop relationships with their students, a patient, caring, and kind personality, knowledge of learners, dedication to teaching, engaging students, and learning. So those are the 5 qualities. Steps to becoming a professional teacher. It's a lot of steps, but I'm just going to cover a few of them. So project a neat and clean look with your clothing and styling. Make sure when you're going to your classroom, you're always, looking your best. Make sure your clothing is always neat and make sure it's, comfortable. Please always be comfortable, but neat and professional. Never wear like tight, dresses and tight pants because, that's not professional and you shouldn't be wearing that, around little kids anyway. Behave professionally in the classroom and outside of the classroom. This is very important to, the younger generation. Always make sure that you're professional in the classroom and outside of the classroom, especially when it comes to social media. Like, always make sure your social media is clean. You never want your students to find your page and it might be something on there and then they give it to administration and it's just a whole big ordeal that, you can just cut out. So just be professional inside and outside of the classroom. Prepare for each day of teaching. Always make sure you come in earlier than, expected because you want to make sure you read your lessons for that day and you have everything already planned out. A student will know if you're not prepared. So just make sure, you take time out of your morning to prepare for your day. Come to work on time. You definitely need to come to work on time. That is so important. If you can't come to work on time, how can they trust you to teach a class when you can't even show up on time? Like, you just have to be, on time, be professional. It's a job and you have students. Like, you can't have your students waiting in the classroom while you're not on time. Follow the procedures and the protocols expected at your school. Make sure you're following the rules in the handbook. And, if you have any of your own little rules in your classroom, you just make sure you're following your rules and the rules in the handbook as well. Don't miss deadlines or fall behind on your grading. So this is so important to me because you want to always make sure your students know their grades and they know, the grades that they, received on work. We all have been there where a student or a teacher takes forever to grade something and we're just dying inside like, how did I do? Like, don't make your students go through that. It's like suffering. Don't make your students suffer over grades that you can do quick and fast and in a hurry. Be passionate and positive about your work. You have to have passion to teach. Like, I don't know not one person that said, I'm coming to teaching for the money. Like, you're not coming to teaching for the money because, everybody already know the elephant in the room when it comes to teaching. So just make sure you have a passion for it. There's plenty of other careers out here that you can choose. Don't choose teaching because you can potentially ruin a child's life if you're not, into it and you're not passionate about teaching. Attend professional development courses to gain new skills. Very important. So it's very important to constantly update yourself as a teacher because it's always new things coming out, especially like technology wise and etc. Like, just make sure you're up to date with everything that's going on. The world is evolving 24/7. Like, just make sure you have the skills that you need to apply to your newer generations as it goes on and on. So now that we know the steps, let's talk about the result of not being a professional teacher. So I found a model, and the model is basically discussing teachers that were dismissed or teachers that did not have their contracts renewed, which you never want to be either of the two, to be quite honest, but you know. So on this chart, Virginia is on here, and so it says the average number of teachers per district for Virginia is 365.4, and the average number of teachers per district who were dismissed or did not have their contracts renewed. In Virginia, we have 2.0. So that's not, you know, that's not bad at all. But we go to a state like Alabama. Listen to these numbers now. They have 309 teachers per district, with 12.6 being dismissed or not having their contract renewed. 12.6. That is a lot of teachers. Like, I mean, maybe to me, but I feel like, you know, Virginia's 2.0 and they have 12.6. You know, that's kind of a big number. So you just never want to be that teacher that's dismissed. Or I know sometimes it happens if your contract isn't renewed. I mean, things does happen. But just make sure you're always, you know, being professional. And you're always, you know, updating yourself so that you don't have to be put in that situation. And I just want to say, you know, remember to always be professional when in that classroom and outside. You know, if you feel that you are lacking in a particular area, you know, be sure to ask for help so that you will not have to be faced with, you know, your contract not being renewed or possibly being dismissed. You know, the resources are out there. And if you just, you know, talk to your principal about it, I'm pretty sure they can, you know, help you get some resources so that, you know, you can get the help that you need where you're, you know, the areas that you're struggling in. So why professional development matters. Whew. So in education, research has shown that teaching quality and school leaderships are the most important factors in raising student achievement. It is important for teachers and school districts leaders to be as effective as possible. They continually expand their knowledge and skills to implement the best education practices. Professional development is the only strategy school systems have to strengthen educators' performance levels. Professional development is also the only way educators can learn so that they are able to better their performance and raise students' achievement. Professional development is the strategy schools and school districts use to ensure that educators continue to strengthen their practice throughout their career. The most effective professional development engages teams of teachers to focus on their needs of students. They learn and they problem solve together in order to ensure all students achieve success. And so, I found a few things that I would like to see kind of put into research. So for future research, I think it should include, you know, the number of teachers that take professional development classes. Like if we were able to see the numbers on that, you know, that would be like great. And it also can encourage someone else. The amount of districts that provide free workshops and courses. So if we're going to a job fair and a district says like, oh, we offer free, you know, classes and workshops to help you develop professionally, that is like a bonus. You know, you want to pay attention to stuff like that. But if we were able to see like the stats or even like a list of districts that actually do that, you know, that'd be nice. Stats on student scores as a result of professional development. So if we have like a teacher or like a district that is struggling and we're able to see like, you know, after they go through professional development, their scores, you know, that'll be, you know, very helpful. And the number of teachers utilizing improvement plans. This is also very, very important. You know, it's not a lot of teachers that utilize this, and I'm not really sure why. I mean, I feel like you should utilize your improvement plan, because if you're struggling in an area, you could use this to show your principal, like, hey, I see I'm struggling here, and I know you mentioned it, and so here's my plan to show you how I'm going to improve. And so if you aren't sure what a performance improvement plan is, it is designed to help a teacher in addressing areas of concern through targeted supervision and additional an evaluator, or at any point of the year for a teacher whose professional practice will benefit from additional support. So I just really hope that this quick little video helped anyone that may potentially want to be an educator, or someone that might be in the same situation as me that is about to be an educator. You know, I hope you really learned some, you know, little qualities or some little tips on professional development, or if not professional development, professionalism as a teacher. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you have a chance, just please look at my PowerPoint. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. So thank you and have a great day.